You know, we always run in the moment. We always act on what we do now, and then something that we've done follows us in our future, and then we regret it. We do these things at the moment. We create these things, we do these things, we affect so much around us and the people that we did it to, and we never really think about it until the effects follow up on it, or the video has been posted up, make all this crazy shit, but you never know why. It's just a statement. Now, to the commentary. Welcome to Jamek Talks, where passion is strength, strength is power, power is victory, and victory is the force. I am Lord Jamek, the Blade, and I will be talking to you guys about a thing I've been thinking about for a minute here. So I'm going to start this conversation out with a little reminder for those of you guys who watch our video. So, a few of you may be aware of a past video that we put up, and I know you know what I'm talking about. So, my good friend QTK completely trolled me that day, cause a video that he made before that, really weird video about that guy. I don't remember the name at the top of my head right now, but first of all, it was kind of funny just to watch. It was just really weird. Like, have you seen his face? Like, I'm pretty sure you guys, his face, like, as he walk, he looks so troll. But he made that video, and he was talking to me, and he was telling me that he was going to explain everything about that video in his next video. And so I was kind of anticipating about what the world was he even making that for. And then I was finally learning that he was going to make a video to explain it. I was like, okay, I want to hear his explanation. He comes out with the next video, and I'm watching it. I'm watching it with him, by the way. Nigga didn't say shit.
What's up? How you doing, man?
Oh wow.
You gained some pounds, man. What's up, man?
Yeah, I've been eating.
Nah,
I've been eating.
No, it's all fine, man. I'm
What's
basically
going
I made
on?
this video called "The Mental Illness."
Clubbed in a dig
What the
submission.
fuck?
Beyond the wall. As the distance increases, the more we romanticize. All the small details from the everyday reminisces the past. Because things we want to forget are the things we can never forget.
No, don't get me wrong. He obviously referenced it. He basically kinda sort of answers the question, but in many circumstances, it led up to something, and then it led up to something else about Mr. Donald and shit, and then Shia LaBeouf. Shia, my nigga, first of all. Now, I'm bringing all that up because it's both for the reference to GTA's video, Shia's video, and a few other videos that I was seeing and all that kind of stuff. We always do things at the moment. Then we never really think about it until it's been done and recorded, or any type of circumstance it's been seen. And then we re-look at that. We re-look at that video of something and realize, why did we even? Why was that a good idea at the time? We were like so into it. We start drawing it. We start placing it out in our heads. We make it. We put it up. Then we look back at it like days, years later. And then we look at it and we're like, and it's not the video. The video itself probably wasn't even bad. It's just it's just the idea that we thought of that and we did it. We said all that kind of stuff. We made all that. We took so much time and all that kind of stuff. We didn't regret it until it was done. We have this weird mindset of having that kind of stuff. And I don't know. It's a good reference to Eddie's video, because from how it looked, it looks very much like an at the moment type of situation. But it just came out completely crazy to anyone who isn't them. Like, just for example, to explain, like Shia made a motivational video, and I'm not talking about just the do it thing. I'm talking about the entirety of the video, like the whole half an hour thing that he did. That not a lot of people actually saw the whole thing. I would like it for you to see all of it, because there's a lot more funny stuff than just the do it part. But he made that totally in the moment. Wasn't scripted, nothing. He made that completely on the moment, on his mind. It really looks like something that me and QTK would do, but in a non-serious manner, you know. But yeah, it's just we do these things in the moment, and then we look back at it, and it really is, and usually it is pure regret. But it can sometimes you can look at it and be like, this came out a lot better than it did. And it's not just like the quality or anything of the video, it's just what the echo of it caused to everyone else, and what they did after because of it. They can either be, you know, proud or not about that, depending on the atmosphere of the video that other people are making based off of what you just did. But because I mean, you can be remembered for that, just that alone. Especially those meme kids, like those meme characters, like those are real people, and their face is now being plastered forever, like forever. And they will not not necessarily forever, but they will be plastered for a long time in our generation. And you know, they can be proud of that if they are proud of that. You know, I like to talk to those people, but we always, you know, like, let me give you a better example. It's kind of motivated me to make this video. So on Tuesday or Monday, some dude, like, I watched the video, and this cop was just screaming at these kids and all that kind of stuff. Like this white cop just yelling at all these people, and it wasn't very classified what the world was going on until we got the explanation later. That it turns out there was a fight going on, and someone called the cops, and the cops got there, and the people who were fighting had already left. And you know, the people who were just attending pool at the time, you know, especially the people who just got there, were being like ridiculed and yelled at by this cop who was putting too much two on the adder, if you know what I mean. And you know, he was getting on these black girls. And before I continue on this, you see that fat dude who was just there? Like, he looked like so out of place. Like, he was just so closely. Who was that? Who was he? Does he know him? Like, is there like a accomplish to it? Like, cause it just looked like he was just trying to block the camera. But this fuck? Everyone's everywhere. How was he gonna? But what was up with the white? Why? Why was he there? Why was he so close to the situation? He was closer than everyone else, and nothing happened. Nothing happened to him. He was closer than everyone else, and I don't know. But the black guy, he he got on this one teenage girl, you know, wearing a bathing suit. You know, just completely harassed and like pushed her over, grabbed her by the arm, yanked her around. Even when she was crying, calling out for her mom, she just when after she did that, it just made him like angrier, and he just like grabbed her, picked her up, threw her back on the ground again, and dropped her to the floor, and then sat on her, and then sort of handcuffing her, and before he handcuffs and sat on her, these two dudes who I would suspect were either knew her or just didn't like the situation, because the dude was beating down a teenage girl. He's like 30, 40 years old, dude, and you know they were all black, so it was just kind of adding to the it's kind of fucked up, you know, white cops, and then these two black guys try to jump in and try to stop him, and then the two out of nowhere, these two other cops came out of nowhere, and I thought at first when I watched it, I thought that they were gonna like stop the cop, but no, they were trying to stop the guys, and the cop who they were getting on that was beating down the girl, he pulled out a gun on the dudes, and they right when they saw the gun, they started running, and then the other cop showed up, and that's why I said they were going to try to stop him, but no, the dude that was like pulled out the gun and was beating down the girl told the other cops to go chase the dudes, and they were just trying to stop the situation. It was just kind of it was very racist. It was very racist looking. Nothing looked right about the situation at all. You know, I didn't really think about Texas being that racist, but maybe it's because I don't doubt humans too much as people would expect. I don't doubt humans and their ability to make things right, but that was going on different levels. That was ridiculous, you know. And he was moving on that whole situation on the moment. He was reacting on his own anger and wasn't controlling it. Moving on the moment, thinking that he was the hero of the whole situation because he had the power. And then, you know, when the situation was reviewed upon people other than him, he got penalized for it, and he did. But that's what I was saying. We always move on the moment, but never think about why or why we did it. You know, why we did it. But then I really think about it, and then I'm like, why not? Not in the situation with the cop. That why not? You know, not the cop, but just some things can be reacted on, and some things that you shouldn't. Why do we do these stupidest things on the internet? And then this is another statement of like, why not we do these things on the internet? I mean, we can do whatever we want. It's interesting. we can avoid so much for not moving on the moment or thinking on the moment. A lot of people do it anyway. It's lots, but it, if not controlled correctly and put on the wrong person, you know, it can make some really stupid people, even when they're not stupid. And it's just, I don't understand. We just don't, we never think about all this type of stuff, you know? And it's baffling how humans work that way, you know? Um, you know, I make these videos. You know, I'm never as crazy as QTK is, but I make these videos. All I do is, hi, yeah, hey, pictures, yay, and words out of nowhere, random capitalization, you know, yeah, I don't, I don't got a lot of stuff to work with, but I make it work, as you've seen. Um, but it even with these videos, even I would do all these videos at the moment. I make these videos, I made the first Jamek talks. Just no reason, just it came up to me. I discovered that I could talk on this thing, and it was late at night. I hadn't slept at all. I elaborately explained that to you even at the beginning of that video. But yeah, I did all that in the moment. I never really thought about it. I just started talking. And I don't know why we do that kind of stuff, but we do, and I don't regret it. It's nice to it's nice to vibe out, you know. It's not to enjoy yourself where you put yourself out there, and you don't have to think through on everything to enjoy yourself, you know. Sometimes just letting your mind vape is, letting your mind vape, you know. I'm a chill dude. I don't, as far as you will know, I don't do that much. But I talk very. I'm not spastic. I'm smooth with my words, and I'm very self-aware of myself all the time. I'm an overthinker, and it really doesn't add to the fact of it helps stop me from reacting too much on the moment, but it also hinders me as well. There's never a right answer for anything, so it doesn't really matter. The moment is there. The moment will fade away, or it will follow you forever, and that's just how life goes. That's just how it goes. It's gonna happen. It will happen. It always happens. It happens to everybody. It's just the thought of, do you regret it or do you appreciate it? And if you can appreciate it, then you've done something right. Because you always need to appreciate yourself just as much as you can appreciate others. Because you can appreciate, if you can appreciate what you did, what you've done, as much as you can take in your own regrets, then you've done something right. You're an independent person. You can do as you wish. Just know that regrets are always being made, Like, I don't know. For example, a long time ago, I had a conversation with somebody um, about something personal that they had, and those were one of the moments where I didn't know a lot about the situation. I didn't think too far into it before the conversation because the conversation just came at me out of nowhere. And the problem is that the personal situation that it was it wasn't something that I disagreed with. It was just something that kind of hit me because I didn't want it to. And the problem is that I was being arrogant. And, I was being selfish. I was only thinking about my personal feelings in the situation, but I wasn't thinking about the other person's feelings in the situation. And stuff like that is why I never get in conversations or argue unless I completely know what's going on with it, why, or at least have a full understanding on it. And I actually do have a full understanding on it now. I don't even know why I even said all that. It doesn't even make any sense. Because the conversation that was is something that I was always agreeing with, but when it was finally hit onto me with somebody that I actually cared about, the it caught me the wrong way, but something like that is what I regret. I regret not being able to explain myself. I regret not reacting to it later on. I regret not doing what I needed to do, saying what I needed to say to fix the problem before it was too late. And now it is. Now that person won't talk to me anymore. And because of it, that person took it on a wrong example. Just took it on the wrong way of what I was trying to say, trying to do. And I don't blame them because I said it the wrong way anyway. This happened to me like 3 times, or I don't even remember. And it gets to me sometimes, and I don't know why. I feel like I had something to say about it, but I didn't get the chance to. I didn't get to say what I had to say. I didn't even get the chance to say goodbye. And that hurts the most about it. That I didn't get the chance to say goodbye and close off the situation. I left it off with me just sounding like an asshole. And I know the whole situation about we always want to be the good guys, but no, I accept what I did, but I just didn't want to leave it off where they will look at me as a reference to negativity or something like that. And I had stuff. I wish I could say what I had to say, understand what I had to understand, and then just take it like that. And if we didn't have to talk anymore, I was fine by me as long as I had that closure. But I didn't have that closure, and not having that closure can haunt somebody, especially someone like me. But that's all I'm saying. We always react on the moment, and we can either accept it or we regret it. Find reasons to accept it more than regret it. Because if you have more reasons to accept something that you moved on to the moment, then you'll have better moments. But if you regret it, it might haunt you for longer than you even expect, even for the rest of your life. So just know what you're doing, man. I'm not stopping you from moving at the moment, but don't let that only be the only answer. Just for some of you who do that, think about your situation. Think about what could it cause in the future, and what other people it might also cause. Because in your moment, you're not thinking about anybody else but yourself. You should always think about everyone else over yourself, and that might control your situation a lot more. It's how I'm able to control my anger because of that same situation. Because I mean, I can be a pretty mad dude. You know, especially when I was younger. But I think about that, and then I realize, yeah, time for me to calm down and just take it in a different route. I mean, just, you know, don't go spastic. Don't do something that you're gonna regret on the moment. Otherwise, you're gonna look like an asshole. Or maybe not, but you know, you just do it on the moment if you know what's right, but don't do it on the moment when you know what's wrong. Because if your entire argument on it is only based on you and how you feel, then you're the one doing it wrong. Unless the situation is about you specifically and only about you, and that's where the argument comes from, then you know it doesn't matter because you're the reason for the conversation. But if it's about something else that branches off to a bunch of different types of feelings that can also be connected from other people, don't only think about yourself, because then you'll regret it. I talked enough. I'll see you guys on the next Jamek Talks. You guys are gonna be anxious for the next upload coming up, so I'll tell you that now before, you know, just to let you give like a little feel for coming back, you know. Haha. But I'll see you guys next time whenever I feel like speaking again on the next Jamek Talks. I'll see you guys later.